Hello everyone. So today we are talking about the left join. So suppose we have two tables. The left table called table A, the another one or the right table is calling table B. So we have to join those tables rows. We take left tables all elements, and also we take right table those elements or those rows or those column which are matching to the left table, and the another rows or columns which are not able to match to the left table, which is definitely define or showing the null values. Okay, so this is the concept of left joining. So in my previous video I already talking about the foreign key, how it helped to joining and all. You must see those see this video, and in this video I'm just talking about the left joining. Okay, so here is my code. First of all, see my output. This is my output. Okay, here I enter any kind of name, then just select the course and then add, then the name will be display over this table. So see this code. First of all, I am creating a database page. I am using namespace called config just for use. Then use PDO exception. You know what is PDO and PDO exception, I already told you before. Then I am creating a class called database, and under the class I have variable $host, which is the hold, basically my local host. Another variable, those are private. Okay, another variable is $db name, means database name, which I am giving to my this database name called left join, and the user basically root, and my password would be empty. So those things I also covered in my previous video. Then I have another variable called public, because I declare it public because I have to contain the database connection over this variable. So I write another function or another method called connection and connect. Under that I am just declaring this con variable is null, because if anything have hold is variables, it automatically destroy and it give us null value at the first. Then I add on the database things on this variable. Okay, so here I am using two concept, try and catch. Under the try, we know about the try and catch concept, that basically we have any error or any issues in database, try and catch concept basically handle those errors very gracefully. Try, if find any kind of error, it smoothly transfer the error in the catch portion and without giving any scary message or any disturbance. Okay, so under the try I'm just I'm just taking the variable called con, and under that con I'm just creating an object. Okay, it's not a normal object, it basically hold the whole PDO concept. You know what is PDO already, so it basically hold the PDO concept. So it is basically dynamic values, you can say, which is, you know, the stack and heap concept. So this is the heap part and the left side is the stack part. Okay, so under that I am just creating a new object called PDO. Under that PDO, it's not a normal object. Under that PDO I'm just holding this host, means my local host, and my database name and the username, root, and the password, and I just character set UTF-MB4. Okay, then if anything have been find your error, this error will be automatically go to the catch. Okay, so under that, under $con variable, I just simply hold set attribute. Basically the set attribute a function or a method that basically refer to the, it basically work to the error handling mode or settings. Okay, so under that PDO is with the help of scope resolution. PDO basically call the PDO is basically a class name, and this part is basically the static property or the method. Okay, not method, I think a property. So the attr error mode means this is basically the attr error mode, tell about the error settings on all of that. And the next one is error mode exception. It basically instead of failing or thrown the exception, it basically pass those exception onto the PDO exception. Okay, so after that I'm just writing the catch PDO exception basically hold those error, and then it showed through the $e, means it is an object. Okay, exception object. So under that we have the predefined get message method. So under that I'm just usually show the message why this error is happening, or why it's failed to connect. Okay, under the die portion. Then after all of this I simply return this variable. So I already create a database in my admin. Just I write it over here. I'm creating a database called left join. I use this. Then I'm creating a table called course table, which is holded the ID and the course name, means 1 2 3 Python, PHP, JavaScript, and all of that. Okay, after that I'm creating another table called students. Here I am declaring another ID call 1 2 3, the unique thing, basically the primary key basically. Then I have student name like Swanti and all. Then I have the course ID basically the int. Course ID basically a foreign key which is hold or which is referred to the another table ID or another table primary ID. Here the another table primary ID used as a foreign key. It is basically told us about the relationship between two tables. Okay, so the course ID is basically using as a foreign key, and it reference to the courses mean this table's ID. Okay, so yes, Then after all of that, I'm just simply inserting a value called course name. The course name means this table, the course name values are PHP, JavaScript and Python. Okay, this is a whole table or the database connection concept. So after that, I'm going to the classes portion and I show you that here another file called course.php. Under that we have a class called course, and then we just have the table called courses, and simply connect to the database, which how to connect to the database I already discussed about my previous video. So after that, I am getting a public function called get all. So then just simply I just holding the variable, then prepare section star. I use star because I want to all of those elements to show if I have the drop down list. See here, wait a second. Yes, see here I have the drop down list, so I add all of these things over here. So I need the full table, so that's why I'm just simply write it over here, the get all, and the using the star, and this table means the courses table. Okay, then simply execute it and then return it. Then I can go to the next file called student.php. Under that I'm just declaring another class called student. Then the same thing is happening here. The table is students table, means those tables. Okay, you'll see those tables over here, the student table, and the previous one is the course table. Okay, so the student table, under that I simply connect to the database. Then I'm just using the get all with courses, means I need courses because I need here I'm joining the left. Okay, left join. So I just use s.id means student.id, s.student name means students table, student name, students tables id, and I am selecting another thing, that course tables course name. Okay, I think I know this kind of things in my get all with courses method. And then I'm just simply where I want to this student is, I'm just simply alias those in A's, and the left join I want to join the courses C. So the courses ID, course ID, basically student course ID refers to the course C, means the C ID means the course table ID. Basically it I representing the student table, and under that I'm just taking the student course ID over here, which is the course, which is a belonging to the course table. Okay, instead of the my student table. Then I just simply prepare of it and then execute it. Then I'm just simply write it over here, another method called create. I just simply pass the student name and course ID over here, because see I have the student name and ID, not other thing. You can see over here I just write it the student name and the courses, not the other thing. I don't have to, and so that's why I'm just when the create part is here, so I'm just writing the student name and course ID, then properly insert those names and then values, and then properly it's prepared. Then it's bind, I do the bind param, then I just simply execute it. So I'm moving to the next part, which is called index.php. Here I'm just require once di, here I'm just using require once underscore dir underscore, then concatenate with this, because I have the full path. Because see, the classes course.php and the classes student.php, those two are under the classes, so sometimes we get some confusion, right? So we need the full path, so I'm just simply write over here the full path. Then use config database, means the config portion database, because I'm writing use because I'm using there in namespace. Then just simply connect to the database, and just all of those courses and student classes are connect with the database portion. Then I'm just taking here the get all portion, means this portion means the course drop down portion. Okay, get all portion. Then I'll simply write it over here, the $server request method. If the method is post, then if I found I find the student name means this HTML portion. Okay, not these are connected to the HTML portion, which is I'm written in the below. You first complete the HTML portion, then go to the this portion, this PHP portion. Okay, then first of all I am clearing you the HTML portion. First I'm just in the HTML portion, I'm just adding over here the add student, which is situated, the action is situated basically the index.php page, and the method is post. You know, the name is the input type text, student name require, and the course basically the whole drop down list basically this portion. Okay, this portion, full of this portion. Then after that the form is ended. Then another table is I'm showing here another table is called student list. Under that I'm just simply adding the table head called ID name and courses, and then I'm just creating a loop, while loop, and fetch those segments, because I have to fetch one by one row, not the whole row. So I just using the fetch. Then after that I'm just one by one, I'm under first TD I'm just holding the ID, second I'm just holding the course name, and the third I'm just holding the student name, second is student name, and the third I'm just holding the course name. Okay, if it's not founded, then just simply write not assigned, but it's not needed basically, and the whole things are work like that. Okay, I mean the second table basically this one. Okay, so I'm go to the PHP section over here. So if my method is post, means this all are I'm holding those things are basically the post format. Okay, so if those are coming to the post format under the form, basically the form is post format. You know why? Because it form have some security. We don't want to see those of things in our URL bar. So yes, those are from the post format. Then I have the variable called $name. Under that I'm just simply check the student name is available. If not, then the print is null, but yes, the student name is available here. You can see over here. Okay, so I basically call the id. Then the course id, basically if the id is empty, then assign the course id over here. So then I'm give it another if condition. Then under that, if my name is found, or then the condition will be run. Under the condition, maybe it connect to the create portion, which is I already created on here. Okay, and it basically connects through my student variable, which is basically connect with my database, as well as my student class, which is situated on my student.php file. Okay, so the whole code is run, and the location will be index.php. If those are not found, then simply exit, and the else part will be student name is required if I am not writing any kind of student name. So this is the whole concept. So you have to see the output over here. I'm just simply writing over here the another name called like Tina Day, and just simply select the codes like JavaScript and simply add it. You see the result. The ID is 1, 2, the name, then the courses. So this is the whole concept, and that's it for the today's video.